all the oceans of the world, there's no more magnificent fish than the Atlantic bluefin tuna. It can grow to 4 meters in length, swim at astonishing speeds, and dive more than 900 meters as it migrates between North American and European waters. But in the 1980s and 90s, the Atlantic bluefin went into serious decline, a victim of its own astronomical commercial value and the failure of governments to properly protect it.
The Mediterranean fishery was completely out of control. They didn't even have bluefin quotas until 1998, and even then they didn't follow the quotas.
Environmental groups campaigned to change this, and in 2008, catch limits were tightened, and a paper-based reporting and tracking system was put in place to give regulators a clearer view of what was happening.
In 2008, fishing limits were defined for the highly prized bluefin tuna. Scientists recommended a fishing limit of 10,000 tons to rebuild the increasingly depleted population. However, the EU and other fishing nations decided on a fishing limit of 29,500 tons, 3 times what scientists had suggested. Then, despite this already inflated limit, 61,000 tons of bluefin tuna were caught. That is 6 times more than the recommended limit.
Holy surrogate mama mackerel, Batman! Scientists want to breed endangered tuna using the mackerel, but can it be done? Howdy pescatarians, Trace here for D-News, Fishing for Science. 5 of the 8 species of tuna are on the list of threatened species. The southern bluefin are critically endangered, Atlantic bluefin are endangered, the big eye is vulnerable, and the yellowfin and albacore are near threatened. Aside from refraining from eating sushi and tuna steaks or ending fishing altogether, is there anything we can do about this? In an effort to solve the crisis, a Japanese marine biologist is going to try and use mackerel to produce more tuna, which sounds kind of fishy, but it's fairly straightforward. Scientists will remove reproductive cells from male and female tuna and implant them into male and female mackerel. The mackerel will then get busy. And after they lay those eggs, the baby tuna can have their cells transplanted into more mackerel, continuing the great circle of life.
You see, the southern bluefin tuna is endangered after being heavily overfished commercially. So Clean Seas Tuna here in South Australia is now capturing the southern bluefin in order to save it.
For over a decade, Clean Seas has been working towards the holy grail of commercial fish breeding, closing the life cycle of the southern bluefin tuna. That means breeding them from larvae right through to these big monsters swimming in this cage right here. And they're pretty close to achieving this world first.
Stop the massive tuna breeding tank. These southern bluefin were caught in the wild and kept in offshore cages for about 8 years until they were sexually mature. Then, in a world first, Clean Seas successfully relocated the breeders to this indoor tank.
One of the key aspects in getting fish to breed in captivity is to simulate their natural spawning conditions. And so parameters such as light and temperature levels have to be bang on.
And it must be working. Earlier this year, these tuna spawned in captivity for the first time, releasing fertilized eggs which grew into larvae. It's something aquaculture companies around the world have been attempting for years.